Now, there have been as yet unverified reports this week that with just a couple of days to this Saturday's elections, the Lagos State Social Democratic Party governorship candidate Uthman had taken a decision to step down for incumbent governor and All Progressives Congress standard bearer Babajide Sanwo-Olu. What is true and what is not? Well, we have the man himself, Uthman, joining us now to clear the air on that, share his plans for the state in the event of victory, if indeed he's still in the race, as well as assess his chances in the election. It's great to have you. A very warm welcome. Straight to the point. What is true and what is not? Are you still in the race or have you stepped down for Babajide Sanwo-Olu?
First and foremost, courtesy demands that I should express my appreciation to this organization for taking me at very short notice. So that, to me, is more important, that I'm not discourteous to this organization.
Thank you so much.
Whether or not we have stepped down for Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the candidate of the APC. We have not. We will never ever step down for Sanwo-Olu, number one. Number two, we will never ever consider in our mind any merger with the APC in Lagos State, because we believe that if Babajide Sanwo-Olu had sat for an examination, WAEC, and did several subjects, he will have scored a PH. Actually, he escaped F9 just because he did a couple of other things. So because we are a progressive-minded party, we will never, ever associate or merge with a party and his candidate has scored PH in WAEC, because that will not get him an admission. He will have had to repeat. And in Lagos State, let us get it. This will not be the first time we are going to have a first-time governor. Now, from the APC family itself, let's do a kind of simple arithmetic and juxtaposition. When Fashola was there, for years, the political godfather.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you. Before we get into the history of the APC, I'd love to know, because we want to get to know you better.
My name is Kunle Uthman. I'm a legal practitioner.
What would you do? You say he would score poorly. What is it that you would do that would allow you to get the pass mark where he has failed?
Now, you have answered two questions. So I take the first one first, the second one second. I say, who are you? That's the first question, right? Then you are now asking me what I will do. These are two questions. Will you oblige me to take the first one first and the second one second, my dear?
Very quickly, okay, sir, as our time is limited.
No, I'm very conscious of the time that I have here. First and foremost, I'm a legal practitioner. I was called to the bar in 1985. I practiced law very actively. I was in the ING government of Ernest Shenekon as personal assistant to the Minister of Transport and Aviation, thereafter personal assistant to the Minister of Power and Steel. Now I was in Fashola's government. I was nominated to the House of Assembly by His Excellency Babatunde Fashola, and I was a commissioner in the Lagos State Judicial Service Commission. And that part of that tenure also dovetailed into Ambody tenure. So I've been a commissioner in Lagos State. More importantly, I was part of the team that drafted the policy, regulation, and planning control for Lagos State. And the essence of that is buildings should not fall in Lagos. It was supposed to be a procedure whereby things were done and things were done properly. So one day I woke up in my house and I heard 21 stories came crawling down. It was the saddest day in my life. And it was sadder because the man who is there now, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, was also part of that committee. He was the vice chairman. And before we settled down, we also discovered that that particular building, it was not insured. So anybody who bought flats there, it was a colossal loss for them. Two, there was still up to today no statistics how many people are in this building. So I know policy control. Thereafter, 7 stories came crashing down. 3 stories down, 5 years down. Babajide Sanwo-Olu has earned for himself an acronym of a governor of collapsing buildings. This is number one. What will I do different? Because I understand building control. Because I understand government and the intricacies of government. And because me, I'm a very, very simple man. I don't have any ostentatious lifestyle. I can tell you for free, of all these things that I've told you, will assume this man is a very wealthy man. I live in one half house in Lekki. It is the only one I own in the world. My mother brought me up saying that materialism should not be the hallmark of a human being. You should only have enough. My children were sent to good schools. Apart from that, nothing for them. They have to find their own life. So I don't belong to the corruptive ostentatious mentality of people who believe that government is a place where you are going to make money. For me, when I'm going, I will show you my asset. When I'm leaving, you will also do a juxtaposition. You will do a comparative analysis to know that this was a good man. 2, my father is from here. I'm from the Onigunu family of Lagos State. My mother, I'm the last Akesode, my last Subhanahu wa Ta'ala grandchild, Aljana Firdaus, is from the Akesode family of Lagos State. So both ways, mother, father, I'm Lagos. Now I was born in Lagos. I attended primary school in Lagos, secondary school in Lagos, HSC also at the Federal School of Arts and Science. I left Lagos for the first time when I went to the University of Benin. So me, I'm a Lagos man through and through. But the people who are there now, Babajide Sanwo-Olu is from Ijebu Mushin, Ogun State. Anza is also a prince of Iwekoro. So they cannot be telling people they are not from here. They should go home.
Mr. Uthman, thank you so much. Now, besides your knowledge of, buildings, like you rightly expressed, what else should we expect from you should you emerge governor of Lagos State?
For me, Lagos has become a city defined by traffic gridlock. You can't move. Even in front of this place, from Falun roundabout to this place, about 15 minutes. Yeah. I tried to go from Lekki to Ekpe 6 hours. I came back 7 hours, 13 hours. So this state has been defined by traffic gridlock. So it is very, very important that this will be solved. How do I do it? I'm going to increase the manpower of LASMA. I'm going to retrain LASMA officials. I'm going to ensure that they wear body cam so that whoever takes bribe will be dealt with accordingly. Number 2 is the question of this government believes that transportation is road. Transportation is not road. I have been there before at the federal level. I understand when you say transportation, you're talking about road, you're talking about rail, you're talking about sea. Now, let's go to rail. Babatunde Fashola started the rail service 8 years. The monorail. Ambode APC 4 years. Babajide Sanwo-Olu 4 years. That makes it 8, 4, 4, that's 16 for 16 years. The APC government in Lagos State has not been able to complete a monorail. They initially said to be to Kokomaiko, but now they say it's my 2. Nobody can ride that rail. But when the president came, there was this frenzy of the fact that there's a rail service. They deceived us because there is deceitful government. More importantly, is the fact that you see when you talk about water, Lagos is one of those places in Lagos that in Nigeria that has water everywhere.
Absolutely.
So we need a ferry service that is functional, not these small ferries. We need to do what Jakonde did when he was there.
Mr. Olakunle Uthman, thank you so much for sharing these robust visions. Thank you for sharing your experience as well. And we wish you well. Of course, we know that it's just slightly over 24 hours, of course, until Election Day. So we wish you well on Saturday. That's Mr.
Thank you very much. I reciprocate my earlier comments. I thank your organization for giving me this opportunity. I got to go back to the rural to start campaigning.
You're
Best of luck. Vote for SDP at the elections.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Right, that was Olakunle Uthman, of the Lagos State governorship candidate for the SDP.